Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to give a quick update on the COVID-19 vaccine status in the US. If you are new to the channel, I'm Dr. Han. Now in this channel you will find science review content, latest update on the global health topic. I also like to share tips and tricks for students learning, academic and personal development. If these are your interest topic, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you are already a subscriber, thank you for coming back. So at the end of August, the US CDC issued a guidance document to state health officials regarding giving the COVID-19 vaccines as early as at the end of October or early November. So let's go to the screen and find out what we need to know behind the CDC statement. So today let's look at two of the most anticipating vaccines that is targeted for the US market, and let's find out a little bit more behind those stories. Now first, that is a disclaimer that I make this video based on summaries that I find on publicly available scientific information, and this video does not serve as any advice on treatment, diagnosis and preventions of any diseases. Now, I'm going to mention a couple commercial companies in this video and I have no ties with them. Alright, first let's look at the background story. Now the CDC just issued a guidance document at the end of August to state health officials regarding having an emergency distributions of two COVID-19 vaccines as early as at the end of October or early November. This vaccine is intended for healthcare workers, elderly people, and minority populations. Now, based on some of the storage information that is in this guidance document, it is believed that the two vaccines could be the one from Pfizer and from Moderna. Now, let's look deeply on those two vaccines and what they are about. So let's first start with the Pfizer vaccines. Now Pfizer vaccines is co-developed with another company called BioNTech. It is a German company. Their vaccine candidate is called BNT162b2. It's a very long name. Now this vaccine is a mRNA vaccines. So far it has been dosed in 11,000 participants of the expected 30,000 participants in this phase 3 trials. Now, based on some of the early study results, this vaccine requires 2 doses and it can boost antibody productions up to 3.8 times higher in younger adults and up to 1.8 times higher antibodies in older adults compared to patients that are naturally infected with the SARS-CoV-2 and recovered. It also elicits T-cell response in both of the CD4 and CD8 T-cells. Now we are going to talk about the CD4 and CD8 briefly in a couple more slides, so hold that thought here. Now let's look at the Moderna vaccine. The Moderna vaccine is co-developed with the US NIH, and the candidate vaccine is called mRNA 1273. So this phase 3 study began on July 27, and on the latest company press release, so far about 15,000 participants have received the vaccine. Now these vaccines also need 2 different doses, and based on the phase 1 data, the antibody level that is generated by this vaccine is about 2 to 3 times higher than compared to patients naturally infected with the disease, and this boost in antibody level, it's about the same in both older and younger adults. Now interestingly, these vaccines have a more biased stimulations on the Th1 branch of the CD4 helper cells. So what are the CD4 T cells versus the CD8 T cells? Now, in a nutshell, CD4 is so-called the helper T cells. Its main function is to induce other immune cells to perform their job, to basically help them, to boost them. On the other hand, the CD8 T cell, it is called the cytotoxic T cells. Its main job is to kill virally infected cells. So, comes to the public, what should we know about these vaccine candidates? Now, the BNT162b2, the Pfizer vaccine candidate, requires storage at -70 degrees Celsius. So that is a deep cooling freezer temperature, and most facilities don't have access to these deep cool freezers. So in a sense, you can expect these vaccines will only be available in larger facilities when it is in the market. On the other hand, the mRNA 1273 vaccine candidate from Moderna only requires storage at -20 degrees Celsius, so a lot more facility can distribute this vaccine candidate. So the biggest catch of both of these two vaccines is that it's based on the mRNA technology, and there are no mRNA vaccines available at this point. It has never been on the market. So the biggest con for these two vaccines is a lack of long-term or clinically proven data. But the plus side is that both mRNA vaccines mimics the natural infections that is happening in the body, and it can stimulate T cells response. Now, to learn more about mRNA vaccines, I have produced an earlier video in this area, so please feel free to check it out. And this covered 5 facts that everyone should know about mRNA vaccines. So what is the take-home message for today's video? So both anticipated vaccines in the US are based on mRNA technology, and the Pfizer's BioNTech and the Moderna NIH groups. Now, early data from both vaccines are very promising. It induces a lot of the antibody responses and also induce the T cell responses. However, they both lack long-term data, and it needs more clinical data to be established in the next few months. On the other hand, there is also another vaccine called AZD1222 by AstraZeneca and Oxford that is also in the phase 3 study. Now, this vaccine apparently is not included in the CDC guiding documents. This vaccine is based on a recombinant chimpanzee adenovirus, which is an older technology. Now, currently it is recruiting participants in the US and maybe would be an available choice later on. Now, to learn more about this AZD1222 vaccines, please check out another video that I produced earlier. So to learn more, these other links, I'll be putting it in the description box down below. So I hope this quick update filled in the gaps that left behind the CDC statement, and we get to know a little bit more with the COVID-19 vaccine update. Now, please feel free to leave comment and discuss the topic with me a little bit further in the description box down below. Now, that's all for this week, and I'll see you again next Sunday on another video of COVID-19 update. Bye.